So in that very style, the yoke and the sleeve is made with lace material. While the down part is made with Ankara material. Now let's cut the yoke and the sleeve. Let's cut the sleeve first. Now to cut the sleeve, the more stretchy part, just stretch it. The more stretchy part will be the horizontal part, while the one that is less stretchy will be the vertical part. That is how to cut any stretchy fabric. The length of the sleeve is 23 inches. I'll make it 25 inches. 1 inch for folding allowance and the hemming allowance and the sewing allowance. Now, you measure your armhole from the front bodies. That will determine how low you will come down so as to get what you have measured. You come down by 2 or 2.5, depending on the measurement you got from your armhole. I folded my fabric by 4 inches. That is for the 2 hands. For the upper arm, 12 inches. I'll make it so it will not be too tight. It's a 13 inch, 6.5. There's a 1.5 inch sewing allowance. Our elbow, 12 inches. The circumference is 12. There's 1.5. So here is stretchy. You don't have to be bothered. The down part is 7 inches. I'll make it 8 inches so that the hand will pass through. That is 4. That was 1.5 inch. I'll then connect from here. I'll then cut it out. Notch the center. Now for the skirt parts, this is the joining allowance for the waist, the one which you use to join the skirt to the upper bodies. Our waist is 28 divided by 2 is 7 inch plus 1 inch allowance 8. From that line to our hip is 8 inches. It's 8 inches. Our the full length of the skirt is 22 inches. But I'll add 2 inches, which I'll use to fold it in. Fold it in with the lining. It is 22 inches. The hip. This spacing is not tall. That's why I use 8. If not, I shall use 8.5 or 9 inches. This is average. Now, I've inserted the waist. The hip is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. Now join these two. If you subtract 1 inch from the hip is 8.5. That's what you add at the neckline. Just subtract 1.5 page from the hip. That's what you add at the hemline. That's what you add at the hemline. Subtract 1.5 from the hip. Now, remember the 2 inches I said you add, which we will fold it in. We fold it in the line, using the line. This is where the line will stop. The line that I'll cut, it will stop here. And from here, just this place. Now, I'll come down by half. Now for that part, for the back that, or for the front, rather, go in by 4 inches. Come down by 4 inches. Now here, we'll come down by half an inch. Sorry, that is for the back. Now we are done for the front part. We are done for the front part. We'll still add the half inch joining allowance. Now let's cut it out and cut the back part. Now for the back part, we add 1.5 inch for zipper allowance down to the hem line, down to the hem and the allowance line. We add 1.5 inches. Every other thing will be the same. We'll just cut it out and cut this rough part out, and I'll still show you the adjustment. Now after cutting everything, we'll go in by half inch and connect it to about this 5 or 6 inches or so for the zip to the last, and these two will come down by half inch. Same thing that we did. We only do it for the back. Then for the zip of the back, we go down by 6 inches. By 6 inches. That's just the difference. You cut this out. When you cut this out, make sure you add back the 1.5 inch from here. Add it back. Understand? That's how you do it. And when cutting the lining, before this hemline, before this line, this is where the lining will stop. Now for that ruffle at the back, you can decide to make it straight, as in cut a piece of paper like straight, like this. Maybe if the length should be 1 inch or 2 inches or 3 inches, depends on how short the gown is. It should be 2 or 3 inches more than the gown, depending on how short the gown is. You can just measure it. For example, now if this paper is small, for example, now if the length of the ruffle is 5, you can just cut it straight. But I prefer you cut it as a flay because it should be finer. And the best flay for that style is 180 degrees flay. Now watch me as I do it. Sorry, I'm using this small pattern paper. You get your pattern, you get your material, you fold it into 2 this way. When you fold it into 2 this way, See, it's 2. Now fold it this way. Fold it this way. Now, that ruffle did not go around the waist. It's just half of the waist. But you can decide to say maybe half of the waist is 14 inches. But you can decide to add this more inches. Let me say 20 inches. You say 20 inches divided by 6.28. Now 20 inches divided by 6.28. It gave me 3.118. I will make it 3.2. Now you now measure 3.2. This, I'm just using this paper as an illustration. For example, if this is the you just measure 3 point. If this is the 3.2 or something. Now you now get the length from here. You get the length from this line that you've drawn. Maybe the length is 20 something or whatever. You now, let me say 5 because of this. Say 5. Or you can measure from here and get 7. Maybe if you don't want to make it at 20 inches, you can make it exact. But the reason I made it 20 inches because I would love to pleat it a little at the back. But if you don't want that pleat, just flay. You can just make it 14 inches. That's 14 inches. We know it came out in the front small. You still add some inches if you don't want the pleat. When you must have done this. Now, when you have done your measurement, you now cut. You now cut where you add. And you now open it up. As you can see, this is a half plate. That's why it's called a 180-degree plate. Now you open this up here. That is where this is the space you create for you to be putting your hand inside the gown, so that you'll be able to zip the gown with ease. You open this place up. You open this place up. You open this back up. Then you now join it from about 9 inches from here down. You measure 9 inches or 10 inches from here to here. You sew it down. Then fold in the remaining part. Fold in the remaining part so that it will be easier for you to zip up and down your skirt. Now you fold in this place. You sew this place, or you fold. You sew it like this. This is the place that they will be seen at the front, at the front part of that. Like I've opened it now. I will then join it back. I will measure like 9 inches, depending, 10 inches from here, join it back. Then I'll fold this place. Here will be open. This is where I will join from the back of that cloth to the front. Then I'll fold the front part and join it to the gown. I hope I made myself clear. Hope you understand. Thank you.